Boring. Same old, same old.
I like to stick with what works, now more than ever.
I'm not following you. And you seem a little down. Lawyer-client confidentiality here.
Yes, I expect that, and yes, I am down. I'm scared.
Of what?
I'm losing my memory, Sue.
Huh?
I'm starting to lose my memory.
Oh, we all do with age. I think it has something to do, your hair starts turning gray and part of your memory starts going.
No, this is more. The other day I was driving to the park with the dogs to give them a good run, and I couldn't remember how to get there, and I've been there a zillion times.
Well, what happened?
Well, I pulled over, and after I calmed down, I finally remembered. But it was scary.
Oh, I still say it was nothing.
I'm sorry, but we're out of the tuna. Actually, I'm really sorry, but it's kind of like the one that got away, but I'll buy.
Keep your day job. I'll tell you what, I'll have the same that Kathy's having, only I want egg on mine, and actually I'll take her extra egg. And I want Thousand Island dressing all over it.
My, how we needed those who can remember for us. Sure, coming right up.
I had hoped it was nothing, too, but I got it checked out. I've been to every specialist there is, and they're saying it's certain. It's early, but it's certain.
You're kidding.
I wish I were. I wouldn't kid about something like this at my age.
I just don't know what to say.
Here's some bread while you're waiting.
Thanks.
Have you told your husband?
Yes.
Waiting. Can you imagine waiting to see how much of your memory you'll lose today or next week? And the irony is, the more you lose, the less you know the loss. Until finally, you just don't even know it. There's nothing like good bread while you're waiting.
That's true. This is good bread.
Yeah. Well, you have told your husband.
Yes.
And the children.
Not yet.
What are you going to do?
First, I want you to look everything over. My whole estate, the power of attorney, living will, everything like that. Just make sure it's all in order while I'm still in working order. Just so no one can disagree with it.
Sure thing. I mean, it doesn't change anything.
Except I might need some serious long-term care. When you lose your mind, you could lose your fortune.
But your insurance is good. You'll be okay there.
I guess we can't get nursing home insurance.
Probably not. Well,
That would mess up my estate, would it?
I won't answer that question.
I know enough. Come on, Kevorkian had some good points.
No. Not this one.
You're not the one losing her mind.
Yeah, but there are new medicines, new treatments.
But they can't stop it. Not yet.
But they might. You have to have faith and hope. And what about your family?
What about them? That's who I'm thinking of the most.
Sit on the side, and yours with the extra eggs.
Oh. Thanks.
See, we take it for granted. She remembers everything, order after order.
Oh, I can't keep it all straight. Truth is, I can. And God can. He remembers everything. He doesn't forget. He knows everything, which makes us wonder about being in the image of God sometimes when we forget. But tell him. Tell him. God remembers. He won't forget, so tell him.
Fine. I don't want my family to make that decision.
Okay.
Promise?
Promise, except I have to write in one exception.
What?
Last Sunday I was at the communion room, and I watched Pastor serve communion to an infant. Now, when we were growing up, that never happened. So later on, I asked Pastor about it.
So what's your point?
My point is, he said to me, God's grace does not depend on us knowing. but on God knowing us. He went on to say, or to ask me, should he stop giving communion to someone in a nursing home with Alzheimer's? And he kind of explained that he had been there the other day with Mrs. Smith, and he practically had to stuff communion down her throat. And he asked me, did I think that he should stop that? And I said, of course not. He shouldn't stop it.
It's funny. That's really my biggest fear.
Why?
I'm so afraid of the day that I'll no longer be aware of it, when I won't know the Lord's Prayer and then the Lord's name. That's my biggest fear.
But I will come and whisper the Lord's Prayer in your ear. And I will be there when Pastor has to stuff communion down your throat.
Those salads okay? You haven't even touched them. I have to stuff them down your throat. Have you just been talking?
Yes.
No, you were doing much more than talking. So much more. You have been a wonderful servant, and your fear touches me deeply. Oh, that everyone could have that fear and that knowledge of grace. But I won't forget you. Talking is good, even when you don't know what to say.
Or remember what to say.
I will be there.
I know. And I don't want to dwell on this all the time. I don't want to continue to talk about it. It's a long time coming, and I will be taking medicine, so who knows? I just want everything in order.
I think, dear friend, you have everything in order. Everything in good order. Would you like to give thanks before we eat?
Please.
Give thanks. Wow. Give thanks in all things, even in the face of loss. Look at them giving thanks. And God hears their prayers, and He remembers. He remembers their names and their voices. And yet it is, as children, we come to